Welcome back to the Tiger Gamer Hangar. This is Mike, and I'm coming at you with another video, and this is another one of these Transform It With Me videos. And I'm going to cut this bad boy open, and we're going to transform this together on video. And this is not going to be a tutorial. This is going to be the official hot rod, whatever. And I'm going to fumble through this thing with you. I hate the fact that I transform something on camera because that's not me. But it's kind of fun because it's a little bit funny, and I kind of think people watch this stuff because it's funny. You don't need to know that there's a fishing pole. You don't need to know about all this matrix and all this stuff. You need to know about this guy and how we transform him. And I haven't transformed this guy in a long time. But I think Takara is really good with intuitive transformations. And what's coming up now, Fans Toys is going to make their hot rod. And I'm looking forward to Fans Toys hot rod for a very specific reason. Simply because the Fans Toys hot rod is going to be better than this. This thing kinda a little bit sucks. So, I'll tell you why, in a way. But I kind of want to transform this thing without instructions. You know, I don't stop for directions. And I say I know the best. Father knows best, whatever. But anyhow, so I think these legs, they do have a kind of a collapsing mechanism to them. Kind of like a Combiner Wars mechanism. So let's fold this out. Let's Combiner Wars them out. Yeah, Combiner Wars them. Same company? No? Actually, it was Hasbro that did the Combiner Wars period. And boom. Feet. You know, I like the fact that this figure does... This figure's fun. This is a fun figure. Not a figure that you would say is your most admired display piece, but he's fun, so that's where he is. Now, let's see what goes on for the rest of this mess. I mean, I transformed one of these, what, 2-3 years ago? When did this thing come out? I don't remember. But obviously, that's not how it works. Boom! Oh, okay, that's how it works. Alright, and then I'm sure these fold up on the side. Why aren't you folding? The other one folded super easy. You're acting like you don't want to fold. Okay, there we go. And then nice flat panel chest. That's beautiful. Not really. Fold that bad boy around. Bring that out. Obviously you know because you do it with the hands. Do the same thing over here. Boom. Kaboom. There he is. Hot rod. Fold those side pieces down. Everything's in a tab in a place, I believe. So then you have this fold up. Let's look at this. Let's not break anything. No. Don't break anything. I think there's some complicated stuff to do with the backpack. So that all folds down. I'm not sure that's 100% right. There's got to be some more to this than just that. Okay, fold that down, fold that down. I would think this would collapse in on itself. On those hinges. Yep, there it goes. Hinges. Collapse in upon itself. Alright, then this guy comes down. And you have a hot rod now. You gotta do his feet. If you don't know how to do the fists, I mean, you have never transformed a transformer before. So, look at that. Oh. The backpack is a backpack. I think that I should be able to do something with this. Okay, boom. Tab. You see the tab? Tab that in. Boom. Now, turn that around. Boom. Okay, open that. Bring his fist out. Okay, this guy is good. You know, I kind of get tired of watching transformation videos, but Fans Toys Hoodlum's coming out, and man, I cannot wait for that thing. and I'm going to put that up to him every day of the week, because the problem with this guy is, and so this is my second one, and I'm going to use in my RC video, but this flat chest really sucks, and it makes me wonder, can you really get up in there with that matrix? That's not a matrix chamber the way they set it up, but let's do it anyway. Let's do it. Let's throw matrix in there. That's an MP10 matrix, by the way. That'll fit in your MP10. If you don't think it will, open your MP10. If you don't have MP10, well, where have you been for the last decade? Chilling? Like a villain? Alright, so pause this. I'm going to show you a nice stance, and we'll be back to it. So how exactly can a figure this cool be one-upped by a third party like Fans Toys? And I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you a lot of reasons why. But the first reason is the super flat chest. It's not right. It's not the way it should be. He should have more 3D modeling to him, and the fact that his stomach and his chest and all that stuff. But the reality of this thing is that they have a Fans Toys version that contours this better. Looks more like the original cartoon animation. And yeah, if you want to look at cartoon animation, there's a debate on that. And where do I stand on the cartoon animation debate? I don't know. Because I like my figures to look like they walked off the screen. I like that look. I mean, in fact, it evokes all of the feelings of why I collect these. But I like a bit of realism to them. I don't like the super bag backpacks that are on these guys. I thought this guy was bigger than I expected, taller than I expected, but in the end, I don't think he's what I wanted. So here he is, and you can see the perspectives. Let's fold that side piece in a little bit more. And I think there's probably more to the tabbing and whatever. I don't know. I don't really care if he's mistransformed a slight bit. It's not a big deal. It still represents the way he should look. And this video is half talking about this guy and half talking about the way you transform him without instructions. And I just think that they increase the deco, the paint scheme. Like if you get MP9 standing next to him side by side, you're going to see some differences. So if you look at his flame, it's outlined, and it looks more like it stands out. This one does not. But if you stand back and look at the whole character, Rodimus, MP09, is a way better figure. Now, I paid like $45 for this guy, because I bought buy one, get one half off at a Toys R Us sale in the US and blah, blah, blah. This guy sells for like $70, $80. And so almost twice as much, not quite, almost twice as much, but not quite as much as him. And he's a better looking figure. He is a more fun toy. So what do you think? I think that I'd rather have this on my shelf. And I'm not going to transform back and forth. So I don't have his Matrix in there. I mean, I have another one that has the Matrix. This is my extra copy. But you get a plastic version of what came metal in MP10. And I think that is a super chintzy deal. Because they already had the molding. They already had everything that they could have done. And this is Takara. Come on, Takara. If you're going to take every single bit of metal out of every single figure that you make for the rest of the whole time you make figures, I don't like that. Fans Toys is going to one-up you. This guy weighs, what, 5 ounces, 4 ounces? 4 ounces? And Fans Toys is going to weigh, what, 8 ounces, 9 ounces? Double, triple, quadruple the weight? So lastly, there's going to be a comparison between these guys and all the RC options that are out on the market right now. And I'm going to make that video next. This video, I felt, is kind of relevant because of the transformation and the way I transform them. And of course, every video I make has to have a G1 comparison. So I'm going to end this with a comparison of G1. And I get back to the whole feeling of I don't understand why people do not collect the actual vintage figures, the G1 figures, because yes, I understand this guy looks way better than this guy. Hoodlum's going to beat this guy. This guy looks way better than this guy. Okay, I understand that. But nothing's going to take away the feel, because I never had Hot Rod as a kid, but I had this guy. And nothing's going to take away my feelings and emotions and memories of playing with this guy when I had him. And I know I had one of these with that back piece on it. I don't know where it is. That makes me mad. But in the end, I still don't understand how any collector can say, I'm just a masterpiece collector. I'm going to go spend $250 or whatever on this guy, but I'm not going to spend 20 or 30 bucks just to get this guy, even if he's not complete. Like 20 bucks, you can get a non-complete G1 or whatever. And I know most collectors that are true die-hard collectors want the box and everything. And, I don't go too far with it. I just like to have a representation of each on my shelf. And that's why I have so many. Because I accept slightly substandard, whatever, for cheap. So I can have the figures I had when I was a kid. But anyway, tell me what you think. Which Rodimus do you think is going to be best? Do you think it's the original EP09, which I really like the aesthetic, but hate the transformation? I will not transform this guy again. This guy here is fun to flip back and forth, but misses some aesthetic cues. And then, of course, the G1s are like the easiest thing you can ever think. You'd be able to lobotomize and still transform them. But what do you think? Or Hoodlum, which will probably be extremely complicated because it's fancy ways, but look both amazing in both modes. Like, subscribe. Ty Jeremy, hang around.